2, 1, and we're live. It's the Martin Fowler Scrum. We have Sam, we have Bill, we have Anywoke. Updates from me. I've just done the web dev mob, working through the Odin project curriculum, looking at Git and GitHub at the moment. That was quite pleasant. Before that, yeah, I'm working on the Anthony Powell Society paid project. We have done a kind of first version of the interface for the membership database in LibreOffice base, which runs more slowly on my computer than I would like. And I'd sent that off to a view of that to the clients on Friday, and they've given me a whole series of feedback things, some of which are quite specific. But yeah, it's interesting, you know, to be doing the agile process, making sure that they get that the client is kept in on the project. So yeah, made a lot of the changes this morning. So that's going to go well. Not really blocked there. A few things to work out. What have we got? We've moved the deep learning mob. Is going to either be on Tuesday or Thursday because I just haven't had time to keep up with it. So nothing at the top of the hour for me. Going to try and catch up with marketing, admin, and this, that, and the other. Loads of work that I want to do on website one, but having to take a back seat to the paid project at the moment. Then we've got the Autograders meeting at 3 p.m. UTC, and after that we've got the AV community meeting. If we have any agenda items, I don't think anything's on the agenda at the moment, but I'm always happy to check in with folks. Yeah, so not blocked in that regard. Bill, how are things going with you?
Me, fine. I've been working through the edX coursework. So I've finished, is it week 4?
Mm-hmm.
And I should have a pairing session later on, actually lunchtime with Brent and Harshdeep
Mm-hmm.
to actually do homework for.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking also with regards to the website one. I was looking at that.
Oh yeah.
I got stuck halfway into the installation because I didn't realize you needed a .env file.
Yeah.
With the secret keys. So that's the only blocker I have.
Yeah, I can fix you up there. Yes.
But what I did find out though was that I was looking through the all the commits on website one, and I saw that there was an update of OmniAuth GitHub gem, which happened to update 2 other OmniAuth gems.
Mm-hmm.
And OmniAuth is used within the authentication step. And it just so happens that the Odin project I remember you talking about hasn't had this issue. And funny enough, they're using the older versions of these gems, which website one was also using until the update.
Right. Yes. And can you see from the timestamp when the update was?
I can't remember now. It's Saturday morning. I looked. It was November 24th, around November 24th, sometime around that day?
Yeah, no, that could also. Well, it's certainly worth trying a downgrade there. Yeah, thank you, Bill. That's
so I managed to figure that out without being able to do it. But I can't actually, obviously, at the moment, test anything. I'm not really sure how to test it, but
no.
probably figure that
well,
out.
I could actually. I've got you the key, and I could show you. Even without the key, potentially how to do the testing. But yeah, that's extremely useful information. Maybe we can look at it in more detail at the end of the Scrum. Will's here as well. Will's here. But yeah, anything else from your side, Bill?
No, that was it.
Yeah, good show. Excellent. Thank you. That is extremely valuable. Let's talk more at the end of the Scrum. Let's go on to Anywoke. Anywoke, how are things going with you?
Things are going good. I'm still on week 2 of the EDX course, but I switched over to some Udacity courses, so I'm currently taking some Udacity courses on the front end.
Cool. Right. Good stuff. And anything? Are you blocked on anything? Everything going smoothly?
Yeah, smoothly.
All right. That's what we like to hear. Smooth. Good stuff. Excellent. Anywoke, we're very interested in if you want to maybe share the links to the Udacity courses that you're taking in any channels. We'll be interested to hear what they are. Let's go on to Will. Hey, Will, how are you doing?
Cool. Yeah. I've been working on the payment system this morning, picking up after a few days off, so it's always a bit slow. I'm not blocked with anything. I'm thinking about how a payer can prove to a payee that it was them who paid for something after the payment has been made, because everything is public on the blockchain. So you need some kind of way of proving that it was you. And so that they can send whatever it is to you. That's the problem I'm working with at the moment. But I think I'm making some progress with it. it's a difficult thing to think about without actually having somebody in front of me who can go, okay, I need to know this, and this is what I do normally. But I'm getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I was just reflecting. I'd love to sit down and do some more with you, just sort of examining the project. We had a session sometime last week, and we went through and we kind of like we ordered some like fake test Ethereum and which maybe has arrived. So maybe we can have. I mean, what I'm tempted to do, we've got a few minutes now, is maybe just do this. If Bill, are you free to hang around for a moment just to sort out this Omniauth thing? Bill is now muted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I can hang around for a few minutes.
Yeah, but that should only take a minute or two, and then perhaps Will, if you've got a couple of minutes to hang around, we could have a little bit of a look at your system.
Yeah, I'd rather do it later because I'm not sure that it will all be working to do, because I'll have to serve it.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, even I was thinking of just completing the thing that we started before, but
but I can't remember if it was served from my machine or I'll get it all ready for.
But yeah, that sounds. Yeah, let's do it in another Scrum. That's absolutely fine. Great. Yeah, well that's our Scrum then. I don't know if anybody was looking for a pair partner. That's always the thing I forget to mention. But sounds like people are busy doing their own independent things. Do feel free to reach out to each other if you're looking for pairing things. But yeah, so Bill had just been getting set up with the Website One project. He did not have the keys. There are, in particular, we have these keys that is for the Stripe test servers that the Stripe people kind of want us to keep secret. So we don't have them in the repo. So they kind of need to be handed out. But so yeah, I've sent those in a message to you, Bill. And if you just take them, drop them in a file, and put them in the .env file in the root of the project, that should allow all the tests to run.
Okay.
However, in principle, given the intelligence that you've just passed on to me, we could be checking whether that Omniauth problem, what's going on there. So the background is the problem on Website One that Google logins and signups are now not working, and that was reported a couple of weeks ago by a user, and I subsequently confirmed it. And what Bill, in his investigations over the weekend, saw was that we'd done an upgrade to the Omniauth gem for GitHub, which maybe had a knock-on effect on the Google one, and that may be the source of the problem. Now, one of the things that we've employed on Website One is this Dependabot thing to encourage us to upgrade all of the gems. And so this is the kind of thing that can happen. All of the tests passed, but this is the danger with third-party sites: is all of the tests can be passing, but it's everything is sandboxed, so it's not necessarily the case that all of the tests passing means that everything is going to work as expected. So yeah, the Dependabot is coming in and sort of encouraging us to upgrade all sorts of gems, and we're seeing whether the tests pass or fail. Let's go and find the code base.
That GitHub update, I think it had a red X by it. So
well, let's go and even have a look at.
I seem to remember. Maybe I'm confusing it with another one.
Let's go and have a look. Well, let's find the pull request if we can. Which, if I go into the closed ones and search for auth, we should maybe see that. Would be nice to find that. Do I have to look for Dependabot ones? There we go. So we've got Uglifire, VCR, Omniauth, GitHub there. Yeah, so this one here has a green.
I know it had the green one. I obviously confused it with a different one.
That's right. And so we can see that the files changed there were. It was Omniauth, okay. And so yes, you were looking at the Odin project, and so Odin project presumably is still on older versions of these Omniauth.
Exact same older versions, in fact.
Right. And that would be interesting. Actually, do you have a link to hand for the Omniauth? Sorry, for the if you have a link to hand, or if you can find the Odin project linking us, showing their gem file with the particular versions.
I didn't actually save it.
While you're doing that, I'm going to try and go to get our items get the system running locally for me, where in principle, so even without those .env vars, one can run the server locally, I think, and one can check whether the Google authentication works or not. So if we go over here, we get the gem file. Here we go. And then I need a new faster computer. This one's feeling a bit sluggish. So if I git checkout up, and then I just do ve rails s, like so. Now we've set it up so that in principle, if you're specifically if you're running on localhost 3000, you can still do the GitHub and Google authentication login and sign up locally. We've set up like in the places that say localhost 3000 should work. So it's going to pull that up. I mean, it also suggests that we maybe need to review the tests, whatever we have, in terms of the OAuth. So we've got the server running locally. So then we can see the so this is the site there. I think I can just try it. We can try and log in. And we can maybe just to check on the develop branch. If we try and log in with Google, we get this problem. So now I guess the implication from your research, Bill, is that what we upgraded was OmniAuth G+. Did you manage to find the link to?
Yeah, I've got a link to the gemlock file,
mm-hmm.
And in there you can see that the GitHub version is 1.12.
Yeah, can you post that link into either the Google Hangout chat or the?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay.
It's there now, so you should hopefully see it.
Hold on, that would just be. It probably flashed by, and I haven't got that. Okay, now where's my mouse cursor gone? Come on, mouse cursor. There we go. Yes, it's there. Oh, lovely, excellent. Yes. So let's search for auth in there. So they've got OmniAuth, GitHub, OmniAuth, Google Auth 2. So we've got there 1.12 and 0.5.1. Now, what we upgraded for, we went from OmniAuth GitHub 1.12 to 1.30.
And the updated the two dependencies as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, the interesting thing is the GitHub thing still continues to work, but it's broken the G+ one. I mean, the G+ version that do they have G+ in there? G+. Interesting. They don't have they have like OmniAuth Google OAuth. They don't have a G+ one. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. But so if I do, I mean, that's the interesting question there is, what's the way to most effectively downgrade? I mean, the path of least resistance there is to downgrade the GitHub one, because that was what caused the problem. So presumably now, if I do Git,
well, I'm guessing it's what caused it.
Yeah, oh well, absolutely, and that, which is what we'll check right now. But so that's taken us back down to this there. So the way that I can then test this, and in principle, you in future you could be testing these kind of things if you were so inclined. Not saying you should have known this or any of this. It's just saying.
Well, no, I got stuck at that point. I didn't know I actually had to do this.
Which is what I thought might be fun to do. Yes, so there I'm just sort of backing out the change, and then what we can do now is we can go back over here, and we can go in here and we can try again. I'll just reload this page. That shouldn't make too much of a difference. and try logging in with Google, and we still get an error there. Yeah, so GitHub working there, log out, log in with Google. Yeah, so that seems like
it wasn't
downgrading that has not immediately fixed the problem. It's also interesting to note, though, that so we're on this G+ thing, while the Odin project is using OmniAuth Google OAuth, which is a different thing. And I'm inclined to. There we go. That's a. And I wonder. Yeah. Okay. So and we've got this OmniAuth G+. Now the interesting thing there is. Now I thought I'd change. Right. I backed down the G+, which might have also changed at some point in there. I mean, the other thing that I could have been doing is, rather than making that particular change, like editing the file, is I could be doing like a git bisect, and I could be trying to jump back and see, is there some point in the history where it did work? Because, you know, there could be multiple changes affecting it, where it works. This is a Google Plus strategy. Yeah. So we've got these different things, and I wonder. See, we've got the other thing now is that the nuance to it's working with Odin project is that they're actually using a different strategy than us. So that it may be possible that maybe we would need to move to that different strategy. If we have a look at this one hasn't been updated very recently. We could have a look at the people with issues on this. Yeah, so this is, that's even a couple of years ago. So we did have this problem a couple of years ago. Someone else locking OmniAuth 2 to 131, and that fixed it there. I felt like we went through that problem and we did that fix previously. If we have a look at this one, see, this has been updated much more recently and doesn't have any outstanding issues. So there would certainly seem like one strategy, not necessarily this strategy, but one strategy would be to try out this as an alternative. Go on.
I was going to say, if you change the strategy, does that also mean you need to log on to the Google side and change something on their server there as well?
It might do. I think that it should that probably shouldn't change. I think what might need to change is the code in our system, which is, so like we've used this one, because has G+ been retired? I guess it hasn't been retired yet, but so the exact way that it would be configured and used might be slightly different across these two systems, although those look somewhat similar. Just see the OmniAuth builder provider G+. I mean, the name would change there from G+ to Google OAuth 2, and that will have there'd be various places in our code base where I think it would have to change in order to use this. But I think that the client ID, yeah, is it G+ key secret, and they've got ID secret. Yeah, I think that the console side might be the same. But it's interesting to me in this one that we've got that issue that we were just looking at, which suggests that we need to lock OmniAuth to 131, and that might fix it. Although that was then that's like 2 years ago, and I think we've already fixed it one time. But it's let me do the bundle there.
I mean, I found the same. We're talking about fixing it to 1.31. I found the same issue that various people are having with the Facebook version, with the Facebook
really?
one. It was the same redirect. problem, and people saying, "Oh, just lock it down to 1.31."
Interesting. Yeah, so I think it's worth just trying that, and then maybe we'll break. At least I'll break and get a cup of tea. But the okay. So I'll just do git diff here. So we've moved the GitHub back down because so the GitHub OmniAuth GitHub, the new one is requiring OmniAuth OAuth 2 greater than or equal to 1.4. Interesting. Yeah. So we'll get the Rails server back up. Like some of these, I'm just like, if I can find a quick fix and get it out and allow it to start working, that would be great. And then, you know, there's just like subsequently do a more detailed review to work out why, if we couldn't have a better setup for our, testing environment or something. But so, aha.
Oh, that's...
So that looks like that works, maybe. Yeah. So what I'm tempted to do there, having seen that, well, I guess what I should also quickly do is make sure that the GitHub login still works.
This is all running, is it on a staging server or?
No, this is running on my local machine.
Oh, all right.
And so I've just run BE, which is I've got that alias to bundle exec, Rails S. I'm just running it locally. And it just so happens, I mean, in order to make this testing possible, I've set out in the Google console to say that it will accept redirects from localhost 3000.
All right.
And so that means that I can, and other developers can test these things locally, as long as you're running on port 3000. If you run on a different port, it'll get confused. But I check here that the GitHub still works, which it does. And so given that it does, what I'm tempted to do there, and we have a look here to git status. So we've got a couple of changes there. We've also got the we've got the website one. Let's go to the issues. Somewhere in here we'll have that. I don't want a new issue. I just want the existing issue. We flagged already. Yeah, this is 1989. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do here git check git full origin develop. Make sure I've got the latest code. Yeah, come on. And then I'm going to git checkout -b, and so it was 1989. So, and I'm going to say, so here I'm going to say move to older OmniAuth to fix Google login. Git commit -am. Now I could be saying fixes 1989, but I feel like we've got to review this and look at the testing and so on. So I don't want to close that issue for the moment. So I'm just going to like say it's related to that downgrade OmniAuth gem git push origin 1989. So then I can push the branch with those changes, and then I can do hub pull request -b develop, and I can then that's fine. And so that will open a new pull request, and that will kick off the CI. And so it should now, if we go and look at the thing here, because I've mentioned it, it should hopefully, yeah. So I've added the commit there. So it's now appeared here, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And also a pull request should be open, and this will There we go. We'll see if that all passes our other tests and so on. But what I'm tempted to do, because it's kind of a bit of a bleed, is just, if I can get this passing, is roll it out, and hopefully the Google login and sign up will start working again. But Bill, fantastic research that you did.
Oh, got part of the way there, I think.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, but you know, that was the information that allowed me to do this. And as you were saying, there were some bits that you were then unsure about how to do it. I'm obviously very familiar with the project, and so I can take that information. But hopefully that was useful to see how I did the next steps. And
yeah, I'll have to watch the recording just to make
I did.
Those bits and bobs.
Yeah. But happy to, we can review that again and again for other things in the future. And okay. I think once you've done it enough times on enough little tricky problems, it just becomes kind of second nature.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning I think it was Friday about beginners bits and bobs within website 1. And if there are any other sort of beginner ones that you want clearing up, you just drop them in to the Slack channel.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do. Yeah.
I'll have a look. I'll start having a look at them one at a time.
Yeah, totally.
When I get the time.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I mean, and I think there's this way you can sort of see. But I'll keep tagging the beginners friendly and highlighting.
Oh, you're doing that already? Okay.
The new ones. But yeah, what I would say in this instance is before moving on to a new one, is let's.
I'll integrate that end file, the keys you've given me.
Yeah.
And I'll go through the video and repeat the same steps and get it working locally for me as well.
Yeah, totally. Well, that was you took the words right out of my head. I was but before jumping into new things.
Yeah.
Have a go checking that you can do the Google and the GitHub and whatever. And I think part of finishing up this ticket, which I guess I didn't tag as beginner friendly because it had the the sort of needing the admin input on. I think what we need to look at now is why didn't the automated tests catch the fact that this was going to break, and maybe there's no way. It may be that there has to be a manual test in future, but it would be good for us to look at just before we close the ticket out. Look at the different bits of code that's supporting it. See if there's anything we can do to clear up.
I was going to say, is there no test? No, or was it Capybara or something like that running in the background that checks?
Yeah, well, so there will be a test. The difficulty is that, of course, this is a test against a third-party site, and so if we have a look here, we've got like the OmniAuth feature, and so we've got things here which are going to, log in with Google and should work. So you can see the test is here, but these are going to rely on certain flags that we've got, like VCR. So it's going to. Did we have a chat with you before about VCR?
I've used VCR before.
Yeah, but so it's storing, just
replays
the recording of the interaction. Yeah, and it replays it. So it's it's potentially got stale data.
Oh,
so
it wouldn't be a valid test, would it, in this scenario?
Right. And then we've got these other things. We've got these OmniAuth tags that if we look at like support, it's going to be in helpers or where it's going to be, but there are, it's probably hooks. Yeah, so there are these various things that like are this acceptance test of Google OmniAuth login and sign up is going to be deficient in a couple of areas, in that we're using OmniAuth mocks and we're using VCR, and so I mean it's the simple thing would be like probably always worth doing a manual test. We could be reviewing the latest things here, and it just, when I look at this and I see the last time that this was updated was 2 years ago, but I see that this one was updated 22 days ago, it makes me think that it might be sensible to move to this one that the Odin project are using and review what they say about testing and how to test it. And of course, even then, you know, even that might just be busy work, because even after we've done all that, unless the test is actually hitting the current Google servers, it's not 100% proof positive that login and so on is actually still working. So, you know, then we need to replace that with, I feel like I've had this conversation before, some big, strong feeling of deja vu here, but we need to flag it so that any changes to OmniAuth and this and the other have a manual, you know, have manual testing done. And in that case, actually, maybe we should remove the acceptance testing of OmniAuth because it's giving us full security.
Yeah, I mean, if you got that Dependabot, is it upgrading or updating these particular gems? You wouldn't necessarily know when it was being updated to then run a manual test.
Well, I mean, I merged the Dependabot. Dependabot makes suggestions,
okay,
but then it has to be merged by a human.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's why you see. Oh, okay, I understand now why you see your little icon when it does this bit. You see your little icon. That's you then accepting it.
Yeah, that's right. And so I think the slip there was that the Git it was an upgrade of the GitHub one.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think particularly to check the Google one, as I wasn't thinking like, oh, we're upgrading the GitHub one. Oh, and the test pass, and okay, right, we'll pop that out and we'll see. And I was kind of getting in a more, let's try and stay up here. Let's, you know, move things. Was it a move fast, break things kind of mentality? And yeah, I've been pulled back there, and I've seen, okay, yeah, I've got to be more careful with that in future. The interesting question is can we put some more automation or testing or something in that makes that safer for people going in future, or is it, you know, that we should, yeah, like replace these tests with a thing saying, please do a manual test, because that's always going to be the ACID test, whatever the acceptance test is doing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, well, thanks so much for your help,
No
Bill.
problem.
Yeah, good
Thanks
stuff.
very much for going through it.
Yep, my pleasure. Good stuff. We'll see if we can get that onto production later today. All right, that's the after Scrum. Anyway, Bill, see you again real soon. Bye for now.
All right, bye.